Marquise, it looked like you were going to have the game-winning touchdown. Looked like it was obviously a go-ahead touchdown. Can you take us through that sequence, what you saw, and obviously the ball that Andy gave you?
Called the route. Andy, obviously, he checked it and just gave me a go ball and gave me a chance to make a play. Threw it to me, and we connected. Been working on it since camp. It's just unfortunate that we didn't come out with a W.
At what point did you know that that matchup was going to allow you what it allowed you?
When they told us that, the other corners weren't playing and a rookie would be out there playing, kind of want to go at guys like that. They lack experience, and, just technique is just different. So put it up and gave me a shot. We connected. I'm just grateful for it, but got to refocus. We got a game in a few days, so it doesn't matter.
When the ball's in the air, do you know how open you are at the time? And is there any thought, what's it like knowing that you got 5 yards on?
At the time, you really don't know exactly how open you really are, but you're just really focusing on the ball and trying to catch it. If you're looking at other things, chances are you're not going to catch the ball. So, just focusing up. And I don't know, my emotions everywhere right now, man. I'm kind of pooped out, but I'm just grateful I still get to play this game, man. 31, celebrated a birthday a couple days ago. Now I'm out here playing the game that I love. I've been playing it since I was 9, you know what I'm saying? Win, lose, or draw, so I'm just grateful. Appreciate the fans coming out today. Y'all showed out for sure.
What was the emotional roller coaster like in this one? To lose Justin and then Andy comes in and the defense to do what they were able to do in the first half, and then the way it all unfolded in the end. Were you just feeling every kind of emotion during this one?
A lot of emotions, obviously. That's part of football, though. I think I said in the interview earlier this week that football is 100% injury rate. At some point, all of us will get something. And, obviously Andy is a professional, has been for a while. I think it's his 11th year. And, he steps in and gets the job done. He had an exceptional second half of the game. And I look forward to, building and keeping this thing going throughout the coming weeks.
How would you describe the mood of the team in the locker room there post-game after a game that seemed like it was there for you guys to win and slips away like that?
Yeah, it's not up to me to discuss what our mood was like. Obviously, a little disappointment because we didn't get the W. But, just got to remain hopeful and continue to grind. 24-hour rule, get over it, because we really got to get over it quick because we got a game in a few days. So.
Marquise, Robert Quinn said it was sickening. It was struggling to come to grips with it. It seemed like you were as well as you step up here. How do you just kind of describe that inner tension that's in there?
It's like, I don't know, I don't want to get quoted on some crazy quote. If Marquise Goodwin said it felt like this. But what I can kind of compare it to is like when your girlfriend break up with you and y'all having a good time and she just dump you out of nowhere, you know what I mean? So you just got to, bounce back. That's the best way I can explain it.
That happened to you?
Nah, I don't get dumped. I'm married, though.
How do you retain faith in the direction of things when so many in the outside world are questioning the direction of things?
Man, that's where my faith in God come into play. It's much bigger than just football, you know what I mean? I got a higher belief system, and this is a game at the end of the day. I know a lot of people's livelihoods are riding on this, and a lot of people are distraught and hurt by the L, but this is a game. We win or lose, and we come back and we get to play again. So I'm looking forward to playing again next week.
We talked to you a couple of times in the last month about the excitement around Justin. If Justin can't go, does that temper any excitement about kind of where this team could be going?
Temper the excitement?
Yeah.
I would say no. I would say that, we're all football players and we know how to handle these situations. Like I said, 100% injury rate. At some point, the next guy got to know that his chance is coming. So you just got to keep this thing going. You can't really focus on who's out, who's in. Whoever is in, they got a ball. Yeah, that's the end of story.
Marquise, there's a pretty strong belief coming out of Pittsburgh that what you guys did in the second half would carry over, and then as a scoreless first half. How do you explain why the slow start today and why it didn't carry over?
Just got to be more detailed. Got to come together. and just focus in a little earlier. I really can't articulate it right now. My mind is everywhere. Maybe if you catch me throughout the week and I get some food in my stomach and something to drink, I had some brain food, and I'll give you a better answer.
Gotcha. Keith, I know you probably answered this question, so sorry, but we came in late. Take us through that play where you score, you get behind the defense there late, and that had to be fun, and of course you're thinking, hopefully that's the game winner in that moment.
It was 3rd down, and I knew that Andy was potentially going to check it because it was cover 0, and I didn't see a safety. I didn't see anybody, and just ran my route. It was a simple go route, and Andy made the perfect throw. He made my job very easy. I know it looks like I made this crazy play, but I literally just ran right under the ball. Perfect ball from the quarterback.
And you think you win in that moment, right?
You think, but that's why the game is 60 minutes. It's not, I think we had like a minute 40 left on the clock. It's not, I'm not trying to be in math class right now, but we still had time on the board, so you can't let up. Got to put your foot on their necks and just, have that killer instinct.
Marquise, you said it was 3rd down. Wasn't it 4th down?
Might have been 4th down. Don't remember. So now I got to go to concussion protocol now. Thank you.
Over the past 3 weeks, you've been able to hit for some really big plays after kind of a slower start to the season. What's changed for you personally over those past 3 weeks?
I think just staying healthy, being in the right place at the right time, honestly, getting opportunities, just gaining more trust from the quarterback and the coaches and the rest of the team, and I'll continue to do that as best as I can.
Trevis, Robert Quinn just said that this was sickening to him to lose this game the way you guys did. How does it feel to you?
It does hurt, but now we're going. It's gonna burn for a second, but now we got to get back in the facility tomorrow and focus on Detroit.
Any sense for what went wrong on that final drive? Obviously, you guys had a lead and a chance to close it.
I don't have a sense that's in the. It's on defense as a whole. We got to communicate better. We got to make sure we're tied down on the details. And other than that, it's really just, being critiqued and staying on top of our details.
3 weeks in a row this has happened now. Is there any sense of, how do we get past this? How do we finally seal a win?
I think it's just the details, man. We gotta win every quarter. And if it goes into overtime, then we have to win that too. No defense is perfect, but that's our goal. And if we shoot for it, then if we fall short, at least we'll be higher than what we expect. So just details, getting back in the facility, critiquing ourselves really from technique to fundamentals, everything. Just staying on top of our stuff.
Catch a big break when Lamar Jackson, who's a MVP candidate, can't go today?
We didn't find out until right before the game, but it didn't change our game plan much. We know their offense. We know they like the option. They like to run with the quarterback. So we knew at the end of the day it was still going to be a fundamental game and technique game, and we had to stick to it.
But didn't it invigorate you a little bit, knowing that you didn't have to face such a weapon like that?
For as far as Lamar, he's a great player and we respect him, but we treat him basically like everybody else. From Aaron Rodgers to Tom Brady, who's ever at quarterback. Our defensive ends is going to hunt, our defensive line is going to hunt, and we're going to try to make them uncomfortable as possible. So regardless who ends up back there, it doesn't really matter. We're going to try to give them hell.
Travis, overall, the pass rush was playing pretty well for much of the afternoon. What allowed you guys to have the breakthrough for much of the game?
I think we was just playing relentless, playing off each other, playing coordinated in our rush, just giving it our all and hunting. That's basically all we could do.
How do you separate your own individual growth, which you can see from the results of the team, which obviously you haven't won in a long time now?
I feel like I've grown a little bit, but I think it's still a tremendous amount of space for me to capture down on. So I'm going to keep working hard, and just really keep playing it honest and giving them all.
One of the things you mentioned early on was playing with more confidence. I'm talking early in the season. How confident are you right now?
I'm still confident. I'm obviously not perfect, but I know what I need to do to get better. And, as far as right now, with it being during the season, I can work on it as much as I can without overexerting myself. But, the film that I've put out there is plenty of things that I can get better at. There's plenty of things that I'm not as good at. And overall greatness is something that I shoot for. So that's something that's going to always be my goal.
How
On that final drive, Trevis, was there a certain amount of frustration or just a feeling like desperation or whatever as they were getting closer to score? What was it like? What was the tenor of the defensive huddle as ensuing?
You know, Roquan called us up right before we went out on that drive, and he told us that we had to finish the game. You know, we already knew that, but it was just something, you know, it was frustrating, but, you know, we can't really harp on the last play. You know, they had the big pass. We could have stopped them on the next play. But at the same time, it's not just coming down to that last drive. We can go back and analyze the first quarter, the second quarter, third quarter, and there's plenty of plays that we left out there that we could have done better on to prevent us from getting in that situation at the last quarter.
Did Roquan have any message after the game?
No, he did not. You know, we got our word from the coach, and, you know, now it's just on to move to the next game.
The Ravens really dominated possession time today. You guys were on the field for almost 40 minutes of the game. Do you think that contributed, I guess, to what happened at the end? Were you gassed at the end?
I don't think so. You know, our coaches told us that, you know, this is going to be a physical fist fight. They're going to try to lean on us literally down to the last second, and that's what it came down to. So, like I said, we're going to get back in the lab this week, do the best we can to bounce back, and looking forward to next week. Hopefully get a win.
Trevis, when you've lost so many in a row, how do you retain the belief internally about the direction of things?
It's really just clearing your mind mentally. You know, you do remember those losses that we had, but it won't higher your chances for the next game if you're worried about the last game. So, you know, it's nothing we can do to go back now except try to better ourselves and put us in a better position to win the next time.